Hello, cats and kittens. MamaCatGamer here with another adventure with G'av Tia through Eorzea. We have some adventures on the horizon. We got about a 2-hour session today. I have an appointment that I have to be at later this afternoon. But I've got 2 hours to window right now, so we can have some fun. All right, today I think we're going to tackle some another Marauder job quest, and I think 2 Arcanist job quests. I got them up to 20 and 25 respectively. Hatchingtide just started today, so I think we'll have some fun with that too. And maybe a few more Stormblood quests. All right, let's get little eggs all over the place here. It's really cute. I love the little details on here. Oh my gosh, look at these light posts. That's hilarious. Nice. Nice touch, guys. I can't remember where we're supposed to start this, so I'm gonna come up here to the aft castle. This music. Good morning, friend. Might you be interested in learning about the Hatchingtide festivities? A fledgling festival, Hatchingtide was born of a prophetic dream visited upon a Gridanian maiden named G'av Tia. In her dream, the 12 Archons of old appeared, those heroes who saved the realm from the destruction of the 6th umbral calamity. Descending from the heavens atop beautifully decorated eggs, they said to G'av, "Arise, young dreamer, and make ready the vessels for our return." And so she did, painstakingly painting and gilding eggs to match those from her vision. Word of the prophecy spread, and G'av attracted helpers to assist her in her toils. After the calamity, the festival grew further as townsfolk and adventurers flocked to celebrate the Archons of yore, who many believed had some hand in delivering the realm once again. Now that you've learned about Hatchingtide, perhaps you would like to participate in it. Should you be so inclined, we invite you to visit Gridania. We look forward to seeing you there. Okay. Let's head on over to Gridania. I believe this is by Miketo's Amphitheater. I got Bard up to 99. See, where am I at? Arcanist is 28, Dragoon is 85, Marauder's 21, Reaper's at 100, Bard's 99. So we're not too far away from it. G'av Tia has a great deal to say about Hatchingtide, in pursuit of excellence. It's egg-citing. I'm ecstatic to be here. Hatchingtide is upon us once more. I hope the season finds you an excellent fettle. My name is G'av Tia, and I lead this annual celebration. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. May I ask your name? Well, Gav, I hope this is the beginning of a firm friendship. It's kind of a weird way to put it. While I have your attention, allow me to expound upon the nature of this year's festivities. Hatchingtide has its origins in the days before the 7th umbral calamity, when 12 sages of an era past appeared before me in a startling vision. I had been visited by such dreams ever since, and this year was no exception. Eggception. I saw a great mass of eggs, as vivid as those before you now, borne aloft unto the heavens. Making dreams manifest has never failed to lend wonder to Hatchingtide before, so needless to say, I intend to bring my latest vision to life. Speaking of which, the eggs I commissioned ought to arrive any moment now. Oh, Geely, it's a disaster! The cart toppled over en route. Thankfully, the driver was unscathed, but I can't say the same for the eggs. Good heavens! I'm glad to hear the poor driver was unharmed, but without the eggs, how are we to breathe life into my dream? Don't worry, I'll simply fashion some more eggs myself. Though to create the quantity required will take time, and we're already facing at least a minor delay at this point. I like that you ate eggs before starting the Easter event. Good point, that was good. That wasn't intentional, but I'll take it. If only I could assign someone to help you. Alas, the other dreamers are busy enough as it is, and I must see to the schedule alterations myself. But wait, G'av, perhaps you'd be willing to lend a hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, adventurer. I do hope you'll consider helping us get Hatchingtide back on track. Thank you. The first order of business will be procuring more of the necessary egg supplies from the merchant. Our supplier should be in the market. He's a burly fellow, so he won't be difficult to spot. We can only hope he has enough stock. Does she have anything more for us? I'm sorry that I cannot attend to the eggs personally, but your assistance will make all the difference. Thank you. Egg advocate? We have to have an egg advocate? Magic prism, Hatchingtide. That's a, little confetti you can throw up in the air. I am going the right direction, right? Oh. We'll go to the market. Instead of running there, we'll just port there. Burly merchant. What does Nonada say? There's our man! Just in case we couldn't figure it out from his name. Oh, you're that dreamer who was here before, ain't you? Right old mess to be sure. Freight them all out of the supplies you need, though. Oh, is there really nothing you can do for us? Well, I do have some tatty old odds and ends or surplus wares that might be of use. If you want them, they're all yours. She even has an egg ring. Might not be exactly what you needed, but I'm sure you can cobble something together with these. The storage fees were eaten into me I'd rather see them put to good use. She's got a little egg ring to go along with the hat. When I ordered the initial batch of supplies, I remember thinking what a kind fellow he was. He's certainly proved me right. Any road, we'd better take stock of what he's given us. Let's see, this leather looks durable. We have some metal springs and rings that could do for mechanisms of some sort, and these links of timber could be cut down to a more portable size. She's gonna make an egg catapult. That's it. I think these herbs and resins are used to concoct water-repellent alchemical solutions. Never tried it myself, but there's a first time for everything. Besides that, there are plenty of bits and bobs. We should have no trouble when it comes to decoration. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recreate the eggs Geely saw in her dream with these. We can make something far easier to get off the ground, though. Parasols! The trick would be making them look eggy enough. Okay, we could say any rounded object looks like an egg from far enough away. It's science. The shell makes the egg, as they say. Did they say that? Any road, we should paint them. Or we could say nothing. Let's go for the second one. You're right! With some festive patterns on the outer canopy and a convincingly eggy structure, the parasols might just make for a worthy replacement. Parasol's a sight more fiddly than your standard egg, though. With just the two of us, production will take far too long. So we'll need to enlist further help, just as I did with you. Fortunately, the guild artisans should be less likely to balk at a request for parasol parts than a rush order for myriad eggs, particularly if we supply the materials. Let us first pay a visit to the Leatherworkers Guild. I'm sure they'll be able to transform our leather into something fit for a canopy. They have eggs at all the stalls there. Cute. Speak with G'av. She's in the Leatherworkers Guild over here. Oh, they even have a little egg wreath. Nice. G'av says, "You must be the adventurer assistant Nonata spoke of. She was just informing me of your plight. Many of our apprentices are looking forward to the Hatchingtide celebrations. You shall have the guild's aid. Although I'm afraid we lack some of the resources needed to work your leather into parasol canopies. The material is water resistant to a degree, but nevertheless porous. Untreated, it will degrade over time and begin to rot, but our stock of coating is perilously low at the moment." Nonata says, "If it's water repellent you're after, say no more. We just so happen to have the necessary ingredients, so I can see to its preparation. In the meantime, would you take this timber over to the Carpenters Guild and request that they craft the parasol frame? We can meet up by the Black Rabbit Trader's stall anon," which is, I think, right by the Aetheryte Plaza. Alright, we gotta go over to Beatin. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Beatin. I'm pretty sure it's probably not Beaten. I could be wrong. Good thing porting's free. Everybody's having fun playing. Why do you stand there like a frightened schoolchild? If you need something, speak. Thanks. Assorted timber. Various lengths of timber ready to be sawn and lathed into parasol parts. And you would have us undertake this task with how little time left until Hatchingtide? Very well. The younglings in the Acorn Orchard await the festivities. For their sake, no effort will be spared in the parasol's preparation. We shall commence work right away. Let your associates know that the Carpenters Guild has the matter in hand. Alright, let's talk with Renata. I trust everything went well at the Carpenters Guild. I just placed an order for the alchemical solution and a few other things besides. The next step will be to place all of the parts together into a prototype parasol. I'll bring the prototype over to Geely once I've finished, so you can go ahead and wait with her. It's all these people here. It's a cute parasol, isn't it? Welcome back, G'av. You'll be pleased to hear that I've adjusted the schedule to accommodate our little mishap, and all is set to proceed. How fare the eggs? Substituting parasols for eggs? What a wonderful idea. I can hardly wait to see what Nonata cooks up for the prototype. Though wait we must. There's somebody in this area offering, let's see, gave somebody a fresh box of chicken nuggets and offered somebody else a giant gingerbread cookie. G'av is patiently waiting to see the parasol prototype. Nonata will surely be along any moment now. Sorry to keep you both waiting. Allow me to present you with the very first Archon egg parasol. She has an alley. Geely has an egg ring on too. Somebody had fun making that. It has a little chocobo. Little chocobo at the very top. What a fine example of ingenuity. It's magnificent. Nonata says, I'm so glad you approve. With your blessing, I'll begin producing more to distribute. In the meantime, we find ourselves at a loose end. But we cannot let Nonata outstrip us in a Hatchingtide spirit. There must be more we can do. Let's see, we can say, let's show off your parasol to the townsfolk. Perhaps we can drum up a crowd with the promise of gifts. Let's show off the parasol. But of course, we ought to promote our newest addition to the festivities. If we tell even a few Gridanians that these gorgeous accoutrements will be available to those who celebrate with us, word will spread of its own accord. With that in mind, I shall keep mine unfurled and on display. You use your adventurer's instincts to identify those most in need of egg-themed accessories. Okay. Speak with G'av and have her accompany you. Okay. The market is always busy. Let us look for potential celebrants there. Geely is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Geely behind by entering a different area or by speaking with her and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Geely accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's a conversation. You'll see it on your mini-map with the little chat bubble here. Exceeding expectations. Should be expectations. I like the new jog feature they have now, but that kind of makes Peloton almost obsolete. There's a few situations where it might be useful. It's like, you know, Bard's already kind of on the lower end of the DPS scale. Peloton was kind of a nice perk to have. Alright, speak with Geely. When I think back to the very first Hatchingtide, it's a marvel just how popular the occasion has become. I have so many people to thank for their efforts, including you, yourself included. Should be you included. We dreamers are responsible for all the decorations you see throughout the city. Take the basket over there, for instance. I came up with the idea, and Nonata worked her magic to create the final project. Product, I think she said. Oh, that's a cute little basket. Egg appreciator. I say, madam, you must tell me where I might acquire a resplendent parasol like unto your own. This is an Egg-citing appreciator. Geely says, at our Hatchingtide event, of course. How about it? Will you join us at the amphitheater? I'd be delighted. As a true connoisseur of eggs, both decorative and edible, I attend annually in hopes of glimpsing ovoid perfection, and this parasol surpasses my every imagining. Such elegance, such egginess. Yep, definitely channeling Urianger. Egg Appraiser. Why, that parasol is an absolute delight. It's not often you see that level of craftsmanship paired with such decorative flair. This might be the finest egg-inspired apparel I've ever seen. Might I ask who is responsible for this masterpiece? Geely says, the Leather Workers Guild, the Carpenters Guild, Black Rabbit Traders, and our Dreamers all had their parts to play. And if you join us in celebrating Hatchingtide, you can receive one just like it. She says, oh, I should have known that the guild's artisans were involved. If it means getting my hands on a parasol, I'd be more than happy to take part in the festivities. All right. Looks like we got to go this way. Egg enthusiast. Should click on them and not me. Heavens above, is that adorable parasol fashioned after an Archon egg? Exquisite, isn't it? If you join us at the amphitheater, you'll receive one just like it. Egg enthusiast says, for years I have searched for a parasol as darling as an egg, getting sunburned and soaked by turns, and you offer me one free of charge. 'Tis a Hatchingtide miracle. I expect those three will tell all and sundry about our parasols. Our work here is done. Okay. We have to go to the East Shroud now? Wait. Company G. Aliapo. Or do I have to talk to her now? Oh, I see. I have to go back to the other way. Aha. Little mobiles. Well, that went rather swimmingly. You clearly have an eye for egg connoisseurs. I shall go and see how many attendees are gathered at the amphitheater. Feel free to join us when you have a moment. Alright, speak with Geely. She's back at the amphitheater. We'll zip on over there. Does no Nada have anything? The folks you gathered certainly are enthusiastic about showing off their parasols. Unfortunately, no one's yet lost an eye. Okay. Look, G'av, isn't the sight of those parasols simply marvelous? Everybody's eggs held aloft, just as in my dream. Hooray, we did it, Geely! We certainly did. Shall we officially declare this Hatchingtide a success? Somebody says, hold that thought. You've yet to see the half of it. Mycenta, I'm not quite sure I follow. Mycenta says, quite a few of my customers asked about your parasols. More than can comfortably gather here, in fact. Nevertheless, I took the liberty of handing our stock to those who came inquiring. With how many left my stall, with a smile on their face and a parasol in hand, the whole city is awash in floating eggs. That's incredible! To think the parasols are bringing joy even beyond our celebration. Wait, Geely! They're one and the same, aren't they? The celebration is spread across the city, borne by a great mass of floating eggs. You're right! I was intent on gathering people here, but the eggs in my dream were far too numerous to contain in one place. They were always meant to be seen far and wide. That our original plan met with misfortune was a blessing in disguise, for we've touched the hearts of more people than I dared to imagine. There's no doubt in my mind this will go down as a Hatchingtide to remember. Mycenta says, Black Rabbit traders shall continue distributing parasols to those who ask. They may be free of charge, but they're drawing business in spades. Nonata told me how to assemble them so I can prepare as many as necessary. Geely says, truly, where would we be without your ingenuity, Nonata? I couldn't have done it without our able adventurer. Ah, that reminds me. I have something for you, G'av. That's the very second parasol I ever made, and after Geely's, of course, I thought it fitting that you receive it. Oh, that's sweet. Geely says, with eggs aloft across the city, all that's left is to enjoy the festivities. Your work may have finished, G'av, but Hatchingtide most certainly hasn't. I'm ecstatic to have this excellent parasol. Ooh, fashion accessories. You've gained... I apparently have never gotten a fashion accessory yet. You've gained access to a fashion accessory. To use it, first select fashion accessories under the character from the main menu. The actions to equip the accessories can be used directly from this menu or registered to your hotbar. After equipping fashion accessories, they can be removed by pressing the action again or by selecting Put Away from the hotbar. So who would want to stop flaunting such stylish accoutrement? Fashion accessory may be equipped and removed as many times as you wish. Okay. Do they have anything more for us? Adventure, I had such fun preparing the parasols with you. I'll be forever grateful for all your help. Geely says, when Nonata first relayed the awful news, I wondered how we could possibly salvage the situation, but now I can see I needn't have worried. This is egg-seeded all... should be expectations. Thank you, G'av. I didn't know an event started. Oh, yeah. The parasol's really cute. I believe it just started this morning, like at 3 a.m. our time. All right, let's use it. Hold on a moment. Fashion accessories. Okay, they told me where to find it, but... Oh, there it is. Enable auto umbrella. Sure. Okay. I moved my hotbar here. Originally it was replacing my first hotbar, which can be, since I enabled the auto parasol, having that happen when it rains out in the outside of cities when you're trying to get set up for a fight is kind of annoying. So there is a setting in there to move that around. Let's see, rain check. Oh, and an umbrella dance. I think this is kind of based on Singing in the Rain movie. Wait, I want to put it away. Oh, except it's raining out. Okay. Let's go back. We're gonna tackle these quests real quick. A mountain that strides. Guys. I tanked last night. We did some dungeons last night. Our FC mates got to see me in full tank-ciety mode. It was pretty funny. Although we did good. I didn't die. The healers weren't FC mates, and a couple times they got a little impatient and ran ahead to grab some stuff for me. I could have asked them to slow down, but they were doing a good job keeping me healed up, so I didn't sweat it too much. Axmaster Vernzoon requires your assistance with a troubling development. Let me see what my gear stuff is. Alrighty, I'll have that. Okay. Yeah, there's trouble afoot. Do you recall the lad whose parents were slain by the beast Kujata? Well, his grandfather Neddard, but recently contacted us with worrisome news. Young Sigurd has gone missing. There have been sightings of Kujata in the area, and it would seem that the child felt compelled to seek the creature out. As you are familiar with the boy and his tragic tale, I would have you attend to this matter. My sister, Silkfib, awaits you at the Bismarck. She has been apprised of the situation and will aid you in plotting a suitable course of action. Okay, so we gotta go over by the Culinarians Guild. I mean, could she have not come over here to talk to us? Sometimes they have us running around for no good reason. Maybe just to kind of spread out the people and make it take a little longer. Ah, G'av, I assume you are here to discuss the missing child and not to sample a bowl of mutton stew. No. First things first, I would advise against rushing off to peer under every rock in the countryside. We need more information to direct our search. I suggest we head to the Red Rooster Stead and learn what more we can from old Neddard. Okay. That is in Lower Lenosia, so we'll just port on out from here. Enough is never enough. Okay. Some of these speech bubbles are fun. I was running around doing fates and hunt logs last night to get them leveled up. Johnny's been none too pleased to... I missed that, kind of. I'll probably see it another time. Silkfib says, I'll leave the talking to you, G'av. Okay. Eddard says, thank the gods you're here. Seems me grandson is set on causing naught but trouble for you. But surely you ken how the lad's feeling. How he's boiling with hate for that murderous beast. And the last time, when you came along like an avenging angel and showed him the strength of your steel, well, you lit a fire in his belly. He must have got in his head to take revenge on the beast itself. Daft little bugger. Any road. Once he heard Gujat had been spotted near Ailport, why, he shot through that door like an arrow from a bow, and I ain't seen him since. I beg of you, find me little Sigurd before he gets himself stomped to death. Big bastard Aurochs has spilled more than enough of me kin's blood. Do you have anything else? That damn calamity, I tell you, I lost me wife, me son, me daughter-in-law in the aftermath. If it weren't for me grandson, I don't reckon I'd have much reason to linger on. Our course is clear. We must set out for Aleport at once. An old acquaintance of mine, Farstein, often stands guard at the port gates. He must know something of the lad's whereabouts. One of these years I'm going to look up Rugidan pronunciation. Get it right. Let's go over to Aleport. Have I seen a boy wandering about by himself? As a matter of fact, me and my fellow gate guard here just watched a young lad traipsing off to the north. We were arguing whether or not to abandon our posts and bring the child back ourselves. Large packs of jackals have been prowling the wilds of late, so if you mean to head after him, pray, do so quickly. Hells, I might even pass along word to the Marauders Guild. You'll be better off with an extra blade or two at your back. Oh, that's never good. Eat another egg. Somebody said in the FC they do like a Scottish piratey thing for the Limsarroos. Yeah, right? I cannot do Scottish brogue. Not without a significant amount of drinking involved. Uh-oh, Sigurd's satchel. That's never a good sign. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was Scottish or Cockney, actually. Cattle Tyrant. No, we're not in the exact... Ooh, I leveled up. Yay. Ah, looks like we got an instance battle. I'm gonna go blind into this one. Yeah, thankfully didn't do Gaelic, or we'd be here translating. My husband actually is pretty familiar with Gaelic from his persona in our Renaissance reenactment group was... I think 12th century Irish or something like that. So he spent time studying Gaelic. So anytime I come across something like Dune Scaith, you know, I turn around to him because his desk is behind mine, and say, "Hey, honey, how do you pronounce this?" And he'll just rattle it off, and I'll go, "Yeah, okay." Have you found any sign of Sigurd? His water skin. It's filled with more holes than water. Okay. And his satchel. To be called a proper satchel, this would need an arm strap and a bottom. Okay. Typical kid. He must have been in a desperate hurry indeed to cast away his belongings in such a careless manner. I myself came across this wood axe, a tool the lad took from the stead, perhaps? He must have been in a desperate hurry. Whoop, God's below, G'av, over there. Level sync. Oh, great. It's level 24. He's either lost the axe head or he's holding it by the wrong end. Rune. G'av! Poor kid's hurt. Well, let's get rid of the wolves first. I don't know if that's the proper way to do this, but I don't want him to eat the kid. Quickly now, those curs are out for blood. Watch your flanks! Oh, wait, there's more. We're the one with tainted jaws. How do you get him off her? Step aside! Vernzoon! He breathes yet. We withdraw to the Red Rooster stead. Follow my lead, G'av. We're making a tactical retreat. Ah, you started Monk yesterday? Got it 16 so I could do dungeons today. Nice. Maybe we can do some dungeons together. I don't mind doing the low level ones. Alright, we have to go... I'll go to Morabee Dry Docks. Fly on up. The fight to get this mount is a lot of fun. It's a challenge, for sure. We were doing it unsynced. I haven't tried it synced. That would be quite the adventure. We did it unsynced with FC mates, and we had a good time. Took us a while to learn some of the mechanics, though. Some of them are hard. And, they're not terribly, forgiving of mistakes all the time. Well, let's see what these guys have to say. Roan. Sokvib, I must concentrate. Pray do not disturb me. Okay, she's doing some healing on him. Vernzoon has nothing to say. Neddard says, you brought him home. I don't got the words to thank you. Sokvib says, the lad's past the worst of it. He struck his head in the fall, though, and it may be some time before he opens his eyes. Thank you for coming, brother. If you hadn't scattered those jackals when you did. Vernzoon says, I've done naught to earn your thanks. When I learned of the situation from Aleport, I realized the dangers were greater than I had anticipated. No single marauder could have hoped to fend off such numbers in time. Pray accept my apologies, Neddard. You turned to us for help, and yet our grandson now lies before you, broken and battered. You risked your lives to save little Sigurd. How's a man to find fault with that? It's me you ought to be begging forgiveness for the wounds you took protecting me foolish boy. Brinsley says, you needn't concern yourself with our well-being. Our training prepares us for such eventualities. There is not more we can accomplish here, G'av. It's time we return to the guild and focused on the other tasks. Okay. Sigurd's still groaning. Neddard says, that damn calamity. Okay. He doesn't have anything new to say, so let's go back to the Marauders Guild. Yeah, right? It's... I like the bombastic orchestral pieces, for sure. I've sung, I was in a community choir a few years ago. I hopefully can get into one again. COVID really did a number on my voice. And we sang things like Carmina Burana, Scene Symphony, some other stuff. Fantastic pieces. Really amazing stuff. Vernzun says, I'm glad the lad will live, but I fear this will not be the last time Sigurd abandons caution in his thirst for vengeance against Kujata. The wound in his heart festers and seethes, feeding his impatience at our seeming inaction. But we must not think ill of the boy. Instead, let his helpless rage be as a spur to our efforts. I say again, G'av, Kujata will fall by your hand, and I will shape you into the deadly weapon you need to be. And take the bronze pieces. Okay. Let's go to... Arcanist. There's a version of the Sea Symphony done by the British Symphony and their choir. Really fantastic piece. They did a beautiful job on it. Because that choral piece is probably the most difficult one I've ever done. And there were a few parts in it I just could not get. I probably could have gotten them if I had another month or two of practice with it, but we'd been working on it for like 4 months with the choir ahead of time. And I just kind of ran out of time, but fortunately the rest of the choir, I just kind of stayed silent in the parts I knew I had trouble with. And kind of lip-synced through them. Our acting guildmaster Thubergeim appears unusually distressed. I think I have better than these. Yeah. Greetings, G'av. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your something troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Clehia does not. The Foreseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times where she has disappeared without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, this is not the case this day. Were the guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanima are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Clehia's wanderings to take a path through the markets. I think I unlocked Scholar too, right? No, I haven't. I might have to do that. Yeah, I probably have to do that once I get my job stone. When you unlock Scholar, you can level it alongside Summoner, which is how I have my Scholar on Tyrius to level 100, despite having done maybe one of the unlocked quests, and that's it. And, oh, yeah. Hit 30 and blue quest unlocks. Dodo's on. You seek a Makote agent of Melvin's Gate? Why, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets? Why? The assessor was drilling me for details about a Quaikern smuggling ring based in Aleport. Then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Grenade of the Coral Tower. Alright, back up to the Marauders. Marauders Guild. Forcia Clahia, yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dosmega. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? Then I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you are already aware of this, but the Forcia was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmega. It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading, and now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious and continues to evade our troops. Thus we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forcia Clahia, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves, instead, providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Forcia Clahia, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Back already? You were led to believe she has returned here? I'm afraid not. So the Yellow Jackets told you something of her history with Dosmega, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Dosmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship, spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Makote, destined for some black market auction block. Though Clahia was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful days with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did you not mention that Clahia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a Quaikern merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Aleport. It is entirely possible that the Forcia's most prized possession was caught up in the Quaikern's salvage net. I have no doubt now that Clahia has reached the same conclusion. To Aleport with you, G'av. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Probably should have unlocked this one so that we could do Aleport all in one fell swoop. Hindsight's 20/20, foresight's blind. There's a Quaikern in jail there. Yes. Combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. G'av, it's good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. The But there's good news. The prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morningstar's jettisoned cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. Lomin's law and the policies of Melvin's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep K. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, G'av. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mistress Tubergheim has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray, join her at Oshan's embrace. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable Quikern. Pincer Maneuver. Let me look at something real quick. Greetings, G'av. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust? We need not await Clehia's arrival. Once the Quikern appears on the bridge, we spring our ambush. The strategy for trapping our target relies on the two allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was naturally the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Quikern is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue so as to avoid attracting attention. But do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellow Jackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Clehia's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now, let us take up our positions and wait for the Quikern to arrive. Alright, it's another instance quest. I got my egg umbrella out here. I wanted to unlock the leave quest that I have to do for my Dragoon stuff. And I have to unlock Camp Blue Frog leaves, St. Koenig's Vine leaves, and White Brim Front. So we'll tackle those after the job quest. And then I want to, well, you know what, I think I'll tackle Stormblood stuff if I get this done in time, because I'm on a time crunch with having to leave in about an hour. I'm going to get rid of this Mindful Mercenary because I think that's... Focus on the conjurers and blunt their heals. Okay. I don't know which ones. Oh, the Mamulja Mercenary is probably a healer. Now to find the Forsier's grimoire. Okay. There are more pressing matters at hand, so you can't even talk to him. You obtain Clehia's grimoire, yay! Thubergheim the Transpicuous. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Thubergheim says, G'av, pray hand over the tome. It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. I've never felt so defeated. I believe it is time I returned home. Geisfrin says, leave her be. Aristoda says, but how can I? Thubergheim says, he's right, Aristoda. You must allow Clehia time to process the loss. Can we not get her another book? I mean, good night. I mean, I know it's her original one, right? Thubergheim says, and you have other matters to which you must attend. Come, G'av. It is time we return to the guild as well. Back to Limsa. Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Clehia beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I will call on your aid soon, but in the meantime, you would be well served to deepen your knowledge of Arcanima. Acting Guildmaster Thubergheim would have your assistance in tracking down a certain someone. Grimoire Fandango. It's a play on Grim Fandango, which is a video game. Have you come to ask about Clehia's condition? The Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in her life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Clehia out of her shell the first time, our absent Guildmaster, and though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he will still be there, and even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray, travel to Memerin's trading post in Upper Lenosia, and speak with anyone who might have seen the Guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is G'av Tia. Ah, here's our witness. Morning, sir. I was the one who sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a right rare sight to see G'av Tia roaming about. He asked me the way to Thalios. Could be he was seeking to speak with the scholar who lives out there. Tanga Tonga. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist Guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Ahem. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The Guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Thalios. I suppose you are expected to return to search for them. Oh, great. Fortunately, we have flying. I thought there was one I remembered seeing down here. I think we're gonna have to fight that guy. Yes. Got turned around there. Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Both sides are filled with letters and markings, unlike any you have seen in Eorzea. Ah, interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, penned in ancient Allagan, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at Fool's Fall. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the opened heart. A most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? The guild master of yours certainly enjoys his games. I haven't had many visitors out here of late. Did you come to danger near Poor Maid's Mill? An unfortunate name for an unfortunate place, that. It was once a lively hub for loggers, till they were all killed off by wild beasts. Only their impoverished widows were left behind. Not quite sure why they came to be called maids, though. Yeah, true. I mean, if they're married, you can't really call them maids anymore. I'm hoping I don't aggro this. The lid of the box is jammed shut. Okay, we have to dance a jig. I'm gonna just click the button. Grimoire Fandango. Dancing. The box rattles and thumps about as if something within seeks to be freed. It appears the lid has been loosened somewhat. It's open. Oh, okay. I had to wait a moment. You find a slip of parchment inside the box. If there are answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. Before the owner, be not meek. With your 2 feet, provide a show. All right, back to Memorand's post. We have to dance for Memaroon. This dance is so silly. Oh, no, that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand. Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? I never expected you to be so shy. Another variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild's members, you see. As an Arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Could you not just say, hey, leave a message at the guild? Say, hey, let's go have lunch. No. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Oh, thanks a lot. Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. Though you might consider passing the tome to Clehia, that is the reason you sought me out here, was it not? Before you give Clehia the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. Ah, yawn. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the Anchor Yard in Limsa Liminza. Be well, G'av. We shall meet again. I am 100% certain of it. Dance for Clehia in Anchor Yard of Limsa. This part of Limsa can be kind of confusing. They even put, like, eggs and decoration on the statue. This dance is so dumb. Were you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such Ah, you've met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Have you met? Yes. I would explain your odd behavior. He does so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? Okay, now we get to hand over the new grimoire. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? New grimoire. The leather binding of this recently crafted tome is uncracked. Its pages still crisp. Well, how do you know if they're crisp if it hasn't even been opened yet? He gave you this grimoire to give to me? Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. You have my thanks, G'av. The guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. This gift, however's message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one I desire. And that means defeating Dosmaga. Gods, my mind is alive with strategies. I must have time to think. Pray, inform Mistress Thuberheim of my return to duty. Okay. Do you have anything else for us? Assuming precondition C, the introduction of variable M would alter scenario A in a manner which would perforce require... like... Oh my gosh. Clehia has recovered from her despondency. That is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Clehia and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Foreseer, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage which imprisons her. I continue to hope that her partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training, G'av, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics G'av is sure to formulate in the days ahead. I think I got maybe better than everything. Oh, okay. 24, 22. I'll get the ring bands. I want to keep the friendship circlet on because it gives me a lot of extra XP until level 30. So. Alright, let's go back to Stormblood. Oh. It's probably a trap. I forgot about that. Fortunately, we are by the Arcanist Guild, so we can take this East Aldenard Trading Company sailor over to Kugane for 300 gil instead of the... What would it be if we went there directly? 526. Although I am going to make that a favorite. I need to remap that. I think I have Foundation as a favorite right now. Okay, we're going to set this as our home point. It's kind of handy to set the main city of the each expansion as your home point when you reach it, just because they tend to go back there fairly frequently. All right, wait with Alize and Lisa on the Tasagare Bridge. I think we have to go on the bridge. Okay. Kugane still confuses me sometimes. What does Lisa have to say? It's a trap, isn't it? Of course it's a trap. It's always a trap. We may as well stop kidding ourselves. Our would-be ally is nowhere to be seen. Make ready, G'av. Something smells... fishy. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it'll be synced to level 33.
He's late.
That squeaky noise.
Endless and most sincere apologies to you and yours, yes, yes. This way, quickly now.
Enough. Where are you taking us? Where is the ship?
The ship. So very sorry to inform you, yes. Long before was it pledged to another. To me. These ones are for Doma.
I knew it couldn't be this simple.
Of course not.
Nothing personal, yes. Just business.
Yes, it's personal. You little fish face.
Then business is about to take a turn for the worse.
Yes.
Ah!
Come on, let's find a way out of here.
I'll hold on to Gyoto. You deal with the Imperials. Okay. You want to deal with the Princeps first, and then the Centurion, and then you can go after these. Oh, yeah. As expected, the Seke Tsugume have caught our scent. Since fighting them is out of the question, we'll have to wind our way back to the Ruby Bazaar, evading their patrols as we go. If they find you, use these smoke bombs to make your escape. Use the smoke bombs to evade the patrols. Be warned that attacking the Seke Tsugume will result in failure. Duty actions. Duty actions are special actions that are available only during the course of specific quests or battles. Duty actions are used by left-clicking their icon as can be bound, and it can be bound to other keys. Some duty actions can only be used a limited number of times. Depending when or when not to use them can mean the difference between victory and a quick trip back to your home point. Well, thank goodness we set it for Kugane. You there, lay down your arms and surrender at once. Damn it, they found us. Use a smoke bomb so we can escape. Hey, Swerk, let's find a way out of here. Alright, we're gonna go up these stairs. You're invisible for a while. Could they have gone? Ah, can't go that way. First the talking fish and now a tortoise. Ah, here's our curious Kojin that we need to talk to. Thank the 12 you made it. I feared our Kojin friend, what did it say? Friend might not find you in time. Everything is going to be alright, trust me. Alright, duty complete. There are probably faster ways to go about that, but it is what it is. We had more than enough smoke bombs. Twitching.
Stay hidden and quiet. Understood?
Clear the road! Clear the road! You there, Kojin. We seek 4 foreigners. 1, a brutish woman carrying an unconscious Namazu. Have you seen them?
For foreigners, you say? Ah, yes! Very rude they were, making no apology as they barged past. They went that way, I think.
He doesn't even point to what, you know, the direction. Oh, now he does.
Many thanks, good sir. With me, they cannot have gone far.
That's a Thancred's voice actor there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All is well. The Sekisei Gumi will not return this way for some time, I should think. You are of the East Aldenard Trading Company, yes? Come with me. I know a safer way.
You are returned. And with guests, I see.
Our meeting went about as well as expected. We've brought the Namazu who thought to betray us. When he wakes up, we'll see what he knows about Yugiri and Gazetsu.
Well done, you. When I saw the Sekisei Gumi out in force, I did begin to worry, but I see my fears were misplaced.
Actually, if it weren't for Soroban, we might not have gotten away.
'Twas my pleasure.
Yet I must ask, Soroban, why would you deceive the Sekisegumi to help us, foreigners of whom you know naught?
Why, out of the kindness of my heart, is what I would like to say, but my motives are not so pure. I chanced to witness your meeting with Hancock at the tavern and saw an opportunity.
An opportunity?
Oh, those are Hancock's favorite words.
Like many, I came to Kugane as a trader to make my fortune. Kojin of the Red may serve the Empire as mercenaries, but Kojin of the Blue walk a different path. Regretfully, most here would rather not meet our gaze, much less do business. So I seek the custom of those less predisposed to dismiss us outright, namely the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Quid pro quo, is it? Well, there is no denying that we owe you a debt. What say you, Hancock? Will you consider doing business with our entrepreneurial friend here?
Rest assured, Master Soroban, that in matters of trade, the company does not discriminate. We would be honored to hear your proposal.
I promise you will not regret this, good sir. Ah, yes. You sought passage across the Ruby Sea, did you not? I have a ship you can use.
Ooh, cool.
You do? Well then, far be it from us to refuse. You have our deepest thanks.
And you mine.
The challenge with Limsa is it has so many links to different ports, like Old Charlian, Kugane. You know, it's a port city, so it has much less expensive transportation to a lot of places. Oh, what's Sorbonne say? Though we Kojin are of the sea, we often come ashore to sell our wares and peruse your markets. It is my hope that an arrangement with the East Aldenard Trading Company will help us to more quickly obtain the treasures that we seek. Alphino says, all things considered, that went rather well, thanks to Sorbonne, that is. Hancock says, you are doubtless wondering why our objectively green-hued friend here refers to himself as a Kojin of the Blue. The answer is quite fascinating, really. The Kojin language has many similarities with ancient Hingan, you see, and in ancient Hingan, the word for green, Au, can mean green and or blue, though I do the word a disservice by even attempting to translate it, so steeped in meaning as it is. Why they elected to keep on calling themselves the Blue in modern times is anyone's guess. I, for one, would have much preferred Kojin of the Eo, but one theory posits that they prefer the sound of the word blue when spoken. Another is that they are physically incapable of distinguishing between the two, which would have interesting implications in their everyday lives. Okay, that was a rather long, drawn-out explanation. Or they could be like, you know, Ninja Turtles and have different colored belts or something. I don't know. There's no denying that they were Imperials. They were wearing the same uniforms as the ones outside the consulate. Alright, what does Elise have to say? I'm still annoyed he tried to deceive us, but at least we were prepared for it. Even so, next time we should probably try to avoid running around Kugane in the middle of the night with half the city guards snapping at our heels. Oh, what are we going to take here? Whichever one I could sell for more. Well, they're all about the same. Okay. Checking FC chat real quick. Yeah. It's cool that we still got Graha dialogue when I just saw Bailey in the trailer for the next Jurassic Park. I didn't know he was in the next Jurassic Park. I don't know how hard it is to act and voice act at the same time. I know he had done an interview where he was in a play that had a lot of, like, was doing 2 a day, and he was doing the Shadowbringers voice acting at the same time. He actually apologized to the fans because his tongue had gotten swollen up towards the end of doing all of that, and it was affecting his ability to speak. I think he had to take a couple days off from the play even because it had gotten that bad. I went, wow. That's in the event people know. Yeah, they're pretty extravagant. Swim caps, yeah. Yeah, he is very talented, very talented. Lise would like to ask Gyoto a few questions. Right then, Gyoto should be coming around soon. I think it's time we had a little chat, don't you? Yep. I would not want a fish laying on my couch. Rise and shine, little fishy. I know you can hear me, so stop pretending to be asleep or I'll give you another ride on my boot. No more boots. All my secrets are yours for the asking. Tell us what you know about Yugiri and Gosetsu. Every last detail. And if I find out later that you lied to me... No more lies. The clear, unvarnished truth. You have my word. I don't believe you one bit. Only the samurai did I meet. Yes, only him. He asked after a ship, so I provided an introduction to the Garleans. Elise says, you mean you led him into a trap as you did us because you are an Imperial spy? No, I am no spy. It was just business. Fewer ships pass through Kugane these days, and we have struggled to make ends meet. So when the Garleans offered a bounty for any domans found in Kugane... Elise says, oh, my mistake. You're not a spy, but a common cutthroat. Not that I'm surprised. You need half a brain to be a spy. Nice, Elise, nice. So what happened to the samurai? Yoro says, such a cruel, vicious tongue you have. He would not go quietly. No, blades were drawn, men were cut down, and the Seke Sugume came. They took the samurai away. Hancock, hold on a moment. You mean to tell me the Aijin they arrested the other day was Gosetsu? Oh, had I but known! If he is in the custody of the Seke Sugume, I need only see to it that the requisite funds find their way into the right official's hands, and your friend will walk free. As it is in Ul'dah, so it is in Kugane. But under the circumstances, it seems we have no choice but to resort to morally questionable means. Hancock, we'll make a pragmatist of you yet, Master Alfino. It's okay. We'll make you comfortable with the bribery real soon. Yoro, I have given you everything that you asked for. Yes. Then there is no need for me to remain your prisoner. Yeah, you can stay here. No, it's not bad that you want an egg ring. I was thinking the same thing. I have never laid eyes upon the sacred treasures of Eorzea. My heart fair trembles with excitement at the thought. Taru says... I didn't think to include bribes when I was calculating our budget for this trip. Tataru, ever the pragmatist. Alfino says, one of these days, I may just punch that man in the face. No, you won't, Alfino. I'm glad we finally learned what happened to him, but did we really need to stir up all that trouble to do so? Well, hindsight's 20/20. Lisa says, I hope I never have to carry a Namazu again. He's not heavy, but God's the smell. Hancock says, you are free to wait here while I speak with the relevant official, but if you would rather wait for Gosetsu outside the barracks, we can go together. Elise says, I wouldn't put it past the Imperials to try something again, so mayhap it would be best if Lise, G'av, and I joined you. All right, but what about Gyoto? Alfino says, I will keep an eye on him for the time being. We can release him after you return with Gosetsu. He will doubtless have some choice words to say to the little fellow. Soroban, mayhap it would be prudent to prepare your ship for our immediate departure. Soroban says, as you wish. Hangaka says, everything is in order, then let us be off. The Seke Sugume barracks are to the north. Do they have anything new for us? Tataru says, talking tortoises, talking catfish. I tell you though, it's when the bears start talking that you need to worry. That, my friend, spells the end of civilization as we know it. No more lies, no more betrayals. Yes, yes, I swear by all the kami in creation. Yeah, no. Never gonna trust you again, ever. Alfino says, you need not worry. I swear I will not let him out of my sight. In fact, I may have some more questions of my own. Alright, we would normally follow Hancock to the Seki Sugume barracks, but I have to leave in 3 minutes. So we're going to call it here for today. I may stream later, I don't know. I'm certainly going to record. We did have a new recording go up a couple days ago. That one was long. It was like the end of the patch quest into Heaven's Word. So that stream is quite lengthy. But I hope you enjoy it anyway. So, all right, cat show. Before we leave, why was the cat afraid of the tree? Because of its bark. That one's so bad. All right, on that bad cat joke note, I will see you all later. If not today, next week. And like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Y'all know what to do, when to do it, and all that jazz. MamaCatGamer is signing out. You have a great day, cats and kittens.